You don't overthink because you're dramatic. You don't overthink because you're broken. You overthink because at some point in your life, your mind learned it had to. There was a version of you who figured out early that being aware meant being safe. So you watched people closely. You read between lines. You replayed conversations like game footage. Because if you could just catch the mistake before it happened, maybe you wouldn't feel embarrassed, rejected, blindsided. So your brain turned into a control room that never shuts down. And here's the messed up paradox no one talks about. The thing that once protected you is now slowly ruining your happiness. You're tired, but your mind won't chill. You're relaxing, but you don't feel relaxed. Even on good days, part of you is waiting for the catch. You analyze texts, you overthink tone, you imagine futures that haven't happened and somehow feel guilty about them anyway. From the outside, you look fine, smart, capable, put together. But inside, your thoughts are loud, your chest is tight, your nervous system is always on standby. Overthinking feels productive, responsible, like you're doing something right, but slowly, quietly, it steals something from you, your ability to be present. Let's get clear about what overthinking actually is. It's not just thinking too much, it's emotional hypervigilance. Hypervigilance is when your nervous system stays locked in alert mode, scanning for danger. Usually that danger is external, but when you grow up around emotional unpredictability, the danger becomes internal. So instead of watching the room, you watch yourself, your words, your reactions, your emotions, other people's moods. Your mind becomes a full-time security guard. This is tied to the default mode network, the part of your brain that handles self-talk, memory, and imagined futures. When it's overactive, you get stuck in mental time travel. You're either replaying the past or stress testing the future, never just here. A lot of overthinkers grew up with emotional neglect, not always obvious, not always abusive, just emotionally unclear. You didn't always know how your feelings would be received, so you learned to process everything alone. Some of you experienced parentification, growing up too fast, being the emotionally strong one. Others leaned into avoidant attachment, learning not to rely too deeply on anyone. Your nervous system learned this rule: if I stay aware, I stay safe. The problem? Your body never learned when to stop. So even when nothing's wrong, you're tense, jaw clenched, breathing shallow. Your mind stays loud because silence once felt dangerous. The real cost of overthinking isn't anxiety, it's missing your own life. You analyze moments instead of living them. You doubt happiness while it's happening. You prepare for heartbreak even when love is right in front of you. Carl Jung said neurosis comes from unlived life, and overthinking creates exactly that, a life filtered through fear instead of experience. You trade authenticity for approval, instinct for control, joy for certainty. There's a grief here that most people never name. You grieve the version of you that could have relaxed more, trusted more, let things be messy. Seneca said we suffer more in imagination than in reality, and that's the overthinker's curse. You pay emotional rent on pain that might never show up. Rilke warned that anxiety comes from living too far ahead of yourself. Overthinking is living 10 steps ahead and forgetting to live where your feet are. You fear judgment. You fear being misunderstood. You fear letting go because what if something goes wrong? So you stay tight. But happiness? Happiness needs looseness, presence, trust. Overthinking turns life into a puzzle instead of an experience. This is how the pattern plays out when you're grown. You might overanalyze relationships, reading texts like crime evidence, wondering what the delay means, preparing for rejection even when things are good, struggle to make decisions because every choice feels permanent, so you freeze or choose safe instead of honest. Tie your worth to productivity. If you can't relax, at least you can be useful, successful, needed. Have weak boundaries because you're always managing other people's emotions.
confusing empathy with responsibility. Intellectualize your feelings. Instead of feeling sadness, you explain it. Instead of anger, you rationalize it. Feel disconnected from your body because being in your head feels safer than being in sensation. None of this makes you weak. These are survival skills. They worked when you needed them, but survival skills become prisons when the danger is gone. Unlearning overthinking isn't about shutting your brain off. It's about teaching your nervous system that you're safe now. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What am I trying to protect?" Awareness is where the pattern cracks. Healing overthinking starts with choosing softness over survival, not forcing peace, allowing it. Inner child work helps you recognize the younger version of you who stayed alert to stay safe. You don't shame that part, you thank it, and you show it that the war is over. Shadow work lets you face the parts of you that fear chaos, rejection, and being seen, not to erase them, but to integrate them. And nervous system regulation, slow breathing, grounding, movement, bring you back into your body where life actually happens. Start small. Notice your breath when your thoughts spiral. Name sensations instead of stories. Practice not fixing every feeling. Here's the line that matters. What you resist sticks. What you allow softens. Your mind isn't safe. Overthinking isn't your enemy. It's a protector that never got the memo. The goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. If this hit, let it hit. Share it with someone who lives in their head. And if you want more deep dives into psychology, identity, and the quiet stuff nobody talks about, like, subscribe, and stay. You don't think your way into happiness. You let yourself be present long enough to feel it.